Hello everyone, I am just Shawnee and today we're going to be watching TikTok story times. I'm so excited about this. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and ring that bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. So let's just dive in. Oh, before we do, don't forget to check out the new merch. They got bandanas and shirts. Thank you so much for your support.
Why would you ask me on a date if I'm not your type? Like, why would you do that? So a little backstory, right? I don't normally date the studs. Like, I'm usually like a feminine, the femmes type of girl. No reason specifically, I just like feminine energy. But one time in college, I decided, okay, I want to give this a shot. Like, let me try dating a stud. And when I had that brilliant idea, I was watching my friend's story on Instagram, and this stud, she posted this stud, and she was real pretty, you guys. Real pretty. So I asked my friend about her. I was like, ooh, I think she cute. So my friend was like, all right, let me put you on. So she sent the stud my Instagram, and stud hits me up. All right, bet. So now stud and I, we start talking, and she gave me her number. So now we're texting and all that good stuff. So we're like talking or whatever, and we get on this FaceTime call. And I remember on this FaceTime call, I'm looking at her face in the camera, and I'm like, yo, she is really pretty. Like, she looked exactly like she looked like on Instagram. She has that really chocolatey, pretty skin. And although she's a stud, like, her face was really, like, feminine. She was really pretty. And when I'm on FaceTime with her, I'm like, oh, okay, bet. You know me trying to get freaky because, you know, I'm trying to see what the raves around the studs is all about. So I had no time to waste. So I jumped right out the gate with the, what do you like in the bedroom? And all the answers she's giving me are so like they're just not the answers that I was looking for. Like, so if I'm like, what do you like in the bedroom? She's like, you know, I like all of it. I like everything. And I'm like, okay, but what is everything? She's like, you know, the whole nine. And I'm like, okay, but bitch, what is the whole nine? It was kind of like chipping away at nothing. So I decided, okay, if you could have your desired sexual experience, what would that be? Basically, what I'm asking is, what is your fantasy? So she's like, oh, okay, let me think about it. I'm already a little, like, you got to think about it? Okay, cool. And she come back and she's like, if I could have this petite girl. I'm like, okay, so enough on a good note. I want her light skin, fat ass, with that long wavy hair. And I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, what would you like this light-skinned girl with a fat ass who's also petite to do to you in the bedroom? And within me asking that, I'm like, wait a minute, why am I here? Why am I here? And she was kind of just like, oh, there's more to the question. Like, I didn't ask you what your type was, which I guess I should have in hindsight. But like, you asked me on a date. My pussy is drier than the Sahara Desert at this point. Fuck this conversation. I still went on a date. I had to see it through. When I showed up, the one thing I did not see coming was her height. This girl was like this miniature stud. Like, she was so short. Like, I'm short, but she was like shorter than me, and I'm 5 foot. So needless to say, it wasn't gonna work out. And I realized that as soon as I walked up to her and I realized, oh, no. And then I acted like there was an emergency, and then I ditched her after the date. So, you know, I wasn't her type, and technically she really wasn't my type either. We'll call it spade a spade. Just date your type, people.
That is hilarious. What I always say, have an escape plan. Have an escape plan, bro. That is wild to me. I'll really freak with the studs. And I don't even have a type. However, if I did have a type, it would be dark skin all day. All day. Dark skin, feminine energy. Because you know I'm a 2. If you talking about numerology, fem all day. Feminine energy all day, honey. So yeah, the last time I talked to a stud, and y'all seen that video. If you've been rocking with me since day one, you've already seen that video of that threesome on my birthday video. That's when I first was introduced to a stud, and I don't really freak with studs like that because, like, my whole thing is when I was a baby gay, I was just like, yo, why would I date a stud when I could just date a man, you know? But I understand it now. I understand it because it's just like, yo, you like what you like. Like, even though she's a stud, she's still a woman. And that's the problem I used to have with studs, because they just wasn't recognizing that they were still a woman. They was walking around with straps on and everything, and I'm just like, unless we gonna do this in public, why you got that on? And in fact, you freaking with me, why you got that on? Like, I'm the one wearing it, you know. And for when I was talking to that stud in that, when I was a unicorn to a lesbian relationship, she didn't really like the fact that I was dominant, like I was aggressive. You like, I'm a top or bottom. Like, we are all around lesbian baddie. So when she let me be on top, I took control. Like, I'm just all about the satisfaction. So when I satisfied her as a stud, it threw her off. I had her embracing her feminine side, you know, moaning and on and stuff, calling me zaddy, honey. She didn't like that. She didn't like that when she ran. I was like, no, you can't run. Like, everything she would do to me, she didn't like that I did it to her. So, like, you know, anyway. So yeah, stud is what I learned from dating or interacting with a stud, is they're really emotional, bro. They're so emotional. They're so babies. They babies, bro. I ain't got time for that. I'm the baby. Like, you need to be babying me. I should be. It was just a lot. So yeah, friend, the fact that she did not answer the original question, like, what do you like in the bedroom, bro? Like, that's a really important question when you're talking to studs, because it's really important that you know, like, what we like, our interests align in the bedroom, because there's a few studs that are touch me nots. There's a few studs that always want to be on top. There's a few studs that don't like when you go down on them. And I'm a real life lesbian, so I like all of that. Like, what are we doing? So yeah, that was an important question. And another important question about what your type is, because your type, and like, she literally went and approached her, like, her friend was like, hey, hit this person up if you want to. Let me show you my friend. She literally reached out to her, knowing that she wasn't her type. That's wild to me, friend. What are we doing? We're not in Delulu land. Like, I don't understand. I understand, like, giving people a try, but if you know in your whole heart, with your whole chest, that you ain't rocking with, like, this is not your type, you have a type and you're not attracted to the traits of this person, why are you playing games? Why are you wasting anybody's time? I don't know. And short people, like, I'm short, so thinking somebody shorter than me is weird. I didn't realize it until one time I had met this girl online, and she flew me out to Florida, and she was shorter than me, and I was just like, because I know dated shorter people in my, I feel like, but it was such a big deal. Like, I learned something new, and then from now on, I'm not going to date someone shorter than me, because that's crazy. As a stud, you're a stud and you're shorter than me. That's wild to me. Because if I'm going to get, if I want that masculine energy in my life, you got to be a tall masculine. Like, you know what? Like, maybe it's just me. Maybe comment below if you would date a short stud, and what's your type. Comment below what your type is. You got a type? I know
I said for like the millionth time, I'm done with dating apps. But for real this time, y'all, I am done. I'm done with dating apps, because I feel like people on dating apps have stuff to hide. So, like, why am I on there? I usually don't talk to femmes, but I was trying to keep an open mind, because, you know, I'm single, I'm dating. So me and this one girl, we was talking. Now I understand why femmes get a bad rep, okay? So I'm asking, like, yeah, when we gonna hang out, da da da. She gave me a runaround. I'm like, okay. I ended up ghosting her. I know it's like real childish to ghost people. Maybe I'll grow up one day, but you know, once people are like real weird, it's time to go. Before I ghosted her, we was already like following each other on social media. So after I ghosted her, not too long after I ghosted her, I should say, I was on Instagram and I clicked on her story. Y'all, why did I see this fresh out the coochie newborn baby on her story? And I'm thinking to myself, maybe this is like her niece, nephew, or something like that. But then I was thinking, at the angle the picture was at, it looked like it was her baby. So, you know, knowing me, I slid up. I was like, what did I say? I was like, oh, cute, is this your baby? She was like, yeah. I was like, you know what, congratulations, da da da. You know, I kept it pushing after that. But I was just like, baby girl,
You were talking to me while you were about to pop with a baby. We could have just been cool. We could have been friends. I said I was looking for friends too. Motherfuckers be playing way too much on them dating apps. So I just gotta delete it. I'm gonna delete it, y'all. I promise. I'm gonna delete my dating app. I don't know how I'm gonna end up meeting somebody like future wifey. At this point, I don't go nowhere. I don't go out to the club. You might catch me at Barnes & Noble. That's about it. But at this point, it's gonna have to be a fine ass, masculine Amazon worker that's delivering my package in order to find me. And it's just gonna have to be, I open up the door while they're delivering my package, and true love. That's what it's gonna have to be at this point, because what else is it gonna be? Y'all, my dating life is a fucking joke.
That is so funny, bruh. It's a trend going on right now on TikTok that's like, you need to delete your dating app, your dating profile, delete the dating apps. And it's so funny because it's just like, yeah, you do. Because I'm on the dating apps right now trying to find me. I don't know what I'm looking for. A pretty chair. That's it. That's literally all I'm looking for. Somebody to travel with. Yeah, I love, like, of course I travel with my sister, but my sister stays booked and busy. Like, she actually has friends in real life. So I need friends. I need friends, or at least a travel buddy, like, that I can, on the side, sit on. I need to just delete the apps. But it's funny that she was just like, the girl she was talking to had a baby. I was talking to this girl on a dating app, and she had a baby. And I got all kind of like, don't jump to conclusions, because this right here, she had a baby, but she had money to have a baby. So she went through IVF. And I was just like, oh, so you are really gay. Like that's okay. Cause like, when you immediately see a girl and she's supposed to be gay, and she, has a baby, a girl, and she has a baby, she pregnant, you automatically assume, which we should not do. We should ask questions first before we just assume. We assume that she just, slept with a guy, like she got a baby daddy. And this girl, she didn't. She went through IVF, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, that's great. But I'm still not trying to be no baby daddy. Like, it's not right now. Like, we can have IVF together, but I don't want to be anybody's stepdaddy. You know what I'm saying? Stepmommy, stepdaddy. So I was just like, yeah, like, you fine, but you also have a kid. And the reason why I don't want to date somebody with kids, because I get attached. I just saw a TikTok about a girl who was with this guy for like 6 or 7 years, and they broke up, and she got attached to his daughter, and he took his daughter with her and with him, and they couldn't even see each other anymore because he ghosted her, and she was just hurt. She was distraught. She was like, yeah, we broke up, but my baby, because she felt like a mom. And I was just like, I'm at the age now where the mom senses, the mom's spidey senses are just overpowering me. I can't date nobody with no kid. I can't do that. I can't. And when I was younger, I couldn't date nobody with a kid, because it was like, I would have to. The way I think about it is, if I take you out on a date, I'm getting you food and your kids food. Like, that just makes sense to me. Like, I saw a TikTok where somebody was just like, well, he was just like, I'm not gonna pay for your kids. And it's just like, did you not know she was a mom? Eventually, later on down the line, if you want to be with this person, you're gonna have to pay for her kids. Like, I'm confused about that. Like, what? Are you gonna be like, when y'all start actually dating, y'all move in, you gonna be like, I'm gonna pay for you something to eat, but I'm not gonna pay for your kids? That sounds dumb to me. When you're dating somebody who has a kid, if you want to take them out and they don't have a babysitter, you're gonna pay for that babysitter. You gonna find somebody to baby. Like, it's a lot to that, and that's another reason why I don't really want to date anybody with kids, because my mentality, the way I think. If I'm dating you and I know you have kids, if you don't have it for your kids, I have it for your kids, because I'm dating you, and they're a part of you. They're an extension of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm baffled. Maybe it's just the Southern in me. Maybe the Southern gentleman in me. But I just feel like that's a no-brainer. If you're dating a mother, you're gonna have to pay for her kids. And maybe it's just me.
Why we don't ever talk about the trials and tribulations of dealing with a first-time lesbian? Why we don't ever talk about how they lose their noodle the first time they get with a woman. I'm ready to tell my story. This past Sunday, I was highly intoxicated. I was feeling good. I was turning her every which way but loose. I wasn't feeling nothing. All pleasure, no pain. Until it was time for me to get up and go to work Monday morning. My back was broken 7 places. I woke up like, oh, what the fuck happened? I made it to work. I'm hunched over. All I'm missing is a cane. Me and her started texting. I'm telling her like, man, my back is fucked up. She was like, yeah, it was a lot going on last night. I'm not surprised. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna go home today, chill, rest, regroup. She like, nah, I'm gonna take care of you. Just come back when you get off work. I'm gonna run you some bath water or I can give you a massage. I'm like, cool, bet. I get off, I go straight to sleep. She don't get off for a couple more hours. I'm like, I'm gonna just sleep till she get off. I ain't even hear her walk in. That's how knocked out I was. She started rubbing my shoulders to wake me up. I'm like, sweet, I'm about to get a massage. I opened my eyes, I looked up. She got a little red number on, little lingerie, little short silk number. I said, what you got that on for? You were supposed to be letting me rest today. You were supposed to be giving me a massage. My back is broken 7 places. Do you not give a fuck? I promise y'all, that lady rubbed my face ever so gently and said, I'm gonna be gentle. What? You gonna be gentle? I don't know what it is. I don't know what men be doing. But when women get on this side, they lose their minds. We be fighting for our lives, especially in the beginning. They're turning us every which way but loose. Ma'am, I am 66 years old. I am not no spring chicken. I can't. This woman ain't got up off me these whole 3 months. I need to rest sometimes. I'm going home today, I promise.
Look here. I thought this was going to go a different way because I'm thinking about my experiences with first time lesbians, and it's so funny because that still applies. Girl. They ain't used to accelerate. What's another word for it? Oh, I think I can say that. They're not used to climaxing. They're not used to the spot getting hit multiple times, every time consistently on the other side over there. They're not used to that. So when they come over here to a real lesbian who's good at what they do, honey, good at what she do, they get addicted. They just be like, oh snap. I have dealt with a girl who was bisexual. I know. We all know, but I dealt with her and she was just like, yo, I need it now. I can pay for us to get a room. I can pay for dinner. I can get the stuff we need. I can get the alcohol. I can buy everything. Give you gas money. I just need you here. I need you to give me that good. I told you about this girl. I was listening to my voicemail because I don't really listen to it. I was listening to my voicemail and this girl is singing on the phone on my voicemail. I'm fiending. Y'all remember that song Fiending? She was singing that. I was like, bro. And I was okay with it because, I might be an addict. I might be a freak back in the day. Now, I'm celibate. It's been a long time. But back then, it was just like, oh, no, you're a part of my roster. I was talking to her. I was talking to 3 other girls at the same time. Like, you had a day. So I was just like, yo, we can do this every day. Like, you want to be scheduled in for a Monday? She hit me up on a Monday one time. I was like, girl. Okay. So yeah, I completely understand that, but I thought this was going to be like, oh, she don't know what to do, or oh, they crazy first time. Oh, but yeah, I get that part. That makes sense. That makes sense. So yeah.
My mom came out as gay when I was 5 years old, so I had the unique experience of being raised in a 2-woman household, boo. I still went over to my dad's, which he was very much straight, but still. Growing up with my mom being gay, I'm not gonna lie, when I was young, it was like, when my mom came out, it was like 2008. Like, it wasn't as widely accepted or like known yet. Like, literally right before she got married is when it finally got legalized, which is just crazy to think about. Which, I'm not gonna lie, in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, when no one else has that experience, it can be like very isolating. And also, kids are rude. Like, I didn't want them to bully me and be like, oh. But then as I got older, I was like, girl, what? Like, I'm gonna love my moms regardless and loud and proud. What are we talking about? anyways, I loved my childhood. Structure wise, it was very different than my dad's house. My dad's house was very like stern structured, whereas my mom's were more like carefree. Like they were stern, but they were like, girl, you're gonna make mistakes, you know? Which I just think we had like more emotional connection. Just growing up in a household of women, I don't know, I'm just so grateful I got to experience it. Like we had so much in common, but at the same time we didn't. So we could all relate, but then we also had our own unique perspectives. The only thing is my mom asked me every 5 seconds if I'm gay or if I think I'm gonna be gay, and I'd be like, no. My sister turned out to be gay though, so fun fact, I'm the only straight one out of us.
That is hilarious. That's cute. I always thought about that because it's just like being raised in a gay household, like with two men. That I could imagine that would be amazing. Amazing. So it's interesting. I've never thought of growing up in a household with two women, but I guess that will be my future if I decide. Because it's like I'm at a point right now in my life where I'm just like, yeah, I want to have kids. And that means I have to have a partner. Like, not saying that you always have to. I'm just saying the way I want, the way I see my future with kids. I feel like it would be easier with two people instead of just one. Not saying that it cannot be done, because look, I am a result of a single parent household. I'm pretty great, if I do say so myself. Let me just boost my head up a little bit more. So yeah, I thought about that, and it's just like I feel like my last mistake, when we used to babysit her nieces, I just felt more attracted to her because it was just like I saw her as a mom, like she was a parental figure, like it was just so freaking attractive, bro. Not anymore, I'm not attracted to her anyway, but it was just like, oh man, I know I saw through our experiences of babysitting what I expected, what I wanted in a partner when it came to children. And I feel like my household is going to be lit. I feel like my kids are going to be really embarrassed by me and my partner. They're going to be really embarrassed. They're going to see love every day, and it's going to be disgusting to them. They're going to be like, their friends come over, and we're going to be in the kitchen singing and cooking and kissing like, It was like your parents. It was like, yeah, they get on my nerves. They love each other too much. They're always singing and kissing, and they're just like best friends. That's what I want my kids to see. I want them to feel love, see love, know what a good partner is, know what to expect, have great examples in their life. Like we work together, understand that the family, the couples, we're a unit. We're together. We love each other, and like it's us. We're best friends. You know what I'm saying? That's what I expect to see. So I love that she had that experience, and I can tell all of that was a good experience for her. I could tell that their relationship was so good. Like her mom and stepmom had a good relationship, So I just want that. I wanted to be open and honest and everything. And of course I still want, like male figures in my kid's life, because even though my mom's baby daddy wasn't in our lives, I still had my grandfathers, my uncles, like all those male role models, and the people in the community. I had a youth pastor that was a role model for me, all my basketball coaches, all of them. So yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. I feel like it's gonna be beautiful. I'm excited to have kids. Well, adopt kids. I'm adopting, so I'm super excited about it. Comment below if you grew up in a same-sex household. I would love to hear your experiences. Don't forget to follow all these content creators before TikTok goes away. Apparently it goes away in January 16th or somewhere, January. Go ahead and show them love. Find them on YouTube. You already know Rebecca's on YouTube. You can find any of these creators. Most of the time their TikTok is the same as their YouTube, like me. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.